Hey everybody, it's me, Tina Quillen. I'm just now getting back to where I can pretty much function in the kitchen or just about anywhere else. Uh, I told y'all that I had torn some ligaments in my knee a few weeks ago, and it's healing slow, but it's healing. And I'm wearing a leg brace now, but I can pretty much get around without my crutch for a little while. For a little while. After a little while, I got to start leaning on something. But I thought I'd hop on here real quick today and show you something that I came up with, and I was gonna make lunch and whatever. So I usually don't go online and look for recipes and whatever. I just pretty much get a taste for something, and I come in the kitchen and just make something up. So I mean, when you're asking for measurements, it's pretty much by taste. So this is we're about to make a what do we call this? A steak and broccoli Alfredo with panini noodles. So just something I kind of had a taste for, and the other day I was cooking for my son and made this up, and it turned out just so good. So I figured I had some of the stuff left over, and I just threw it together. So we have some leftover thinly sliced steak that's been cooked in small, tiny diced onion and green pepper, and it was seasoned with a little bit of teriyaki and some Moors, some salt and pepper, and some onion powder. And then we have some diced garlic, minced garlic. We have a jar of Alfredo sauce. We have looks like about 3/4 of a cup of panini noodles. I have some frozen broccoli. I've got some powdered beef bouillon, which is not going to be used for like a broth or anything. It's actually going to be used to flavor the Alfredo sauce. I've got some original Mrs. Dash, some onion powder, some ground thyme, some ground ginger. Let's put my bait somewhere else. Oops. Okay, so what we're going to start with is we're just going to heat up our pan, and we're going to take a sauce pot and boil some water. We're going to put a little bit of oil in the water so that our noodles don't stick together, and I'm going to use some olive oil. Just a drop. Okay, and to heat up our steak, I'm just going to put a few drops of water in the pan. That should be enough. Just like that. Can you see it? I don't know. Okay. So, let's move you over here. Okay. So, we're going to take the rest of our steak, and we're just going to kind of throw it in our water. Just a little bit of water. And we're going to heat that up. And we're going to throw in about a 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic. We don't want to overwhelm it, we just want to flavor it. And to that, we are going to add that much broccoli. And we're just going to let that cook down real nice. let it heat up real good. And when that is just about done, I will come back and show you what's next. Okay, so this is just about heated where I need it. So I am going to take the beef bouillon, and I'm just going to kind of very lightly, I'm going to sprinkle over the top, probably about, I'm guessing about a 1/4 teaspoon. And then about the same with the onion powder. And about 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground thyme, if I can get any out of there. About 1/2 teaspoon of Mrs. Dash. And about 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground ginger. And we're just going to let that kind of simmer up in that water that's in the bottom from the frozen broccoli, because the water from the sink is already evaporated out. But you're kind of going to be left with this. And I can, oh, you got to smell this. It smells so good already. And I'm going to throw in just a pinch of kosher salt. Oh, I forgot to salt our panini noodle water. So, we're going to turn the heat off of this. And we're going to set this to the side until our paninis are done. So, the water is just starting to boil. So now, when you're boiling your panini noodles, you don't want them so done that they're like mushy. You still want a little bit of that firmness to it. So you're never going to boil these things to death. So what I would do is, when the water comes to a good rolling boil, you toss in your noodles and just put a lid on it and cut it off. Let it sit there like that for about 6 or 7 minutes and drain it. And you're going to see that it's still kind of rubbery and not quite done. That's how you want it, because then you're going to add in your Alfredo and it's going to continue to cook in this. So you want a good firm bite with your noodle. You don't want something that's all squishy and mushy and it's just a bad texture. It is to me anyway. So yeah, it's about to hit that boil spot. So let me grab a lid and I'll be right back. Okay, it's had a really good roll. So we're gonna add in our panini noodles and just give it a quick mix so it kind of coats with that oil that's in there and don't stick together. And we're going to cover it. And it's starting to come back up to a boil. And we turn it off. So in about 6 or 7 minutes, I will come back and let you see what we have. Alright, it's been about 6 minutes, so let's check this and see what we got. Oh yeah, yep, those are perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we're going to drain these. With my lid in the sink there. Let me show you. Ooh, that's hot. Just rinse them off a little bit. how nice and firm that is? But it's not hard. So we're going to add that into this. Looks good already. Smells good too. Okay. I lost my remote for this stand that Miss Donna bought for me. And while I've been injured and not able to do this, I've had my kids and my grandkids and, you know, things get moved around. I'm sure it's somewhere here in the house, but it sure makes it difficult without it. So we're going to turn this back on, and we're going to turn it to about medium-low. And we're going to pour our Alfredos over it. And I like to add a little bit of water just so I don't waste what's in the jar. And just a little. I hate wasting. I see people doing these recipes and they use stuff in jars and cans and stuff, and they just dump it in and leave the stuff that's left over in the jar or can that they're using and just toss it out. That just drives me crazy. Food is too expensive. Absolutely too expensive to be wasting. So we're going to take our beef bouillon and we're just going to sprinkle a little over the top of our Alfredo. So it's about another 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon. And another sprinkle of the onions powder. And another sprinkle of the Mrs. Dash. And we're going to give it a mix. Oh, and we're going to give it a little pinch of kosher salt. And we're going to let that mix together there while a fly attacks my eyeball. I guess he's mad because he ain't getting none of this. I'm sure he'll try. Oh, y'all, you should smell this. It smells so good. And we're just going to let that bubble up a little bit. And we're going to stick a lid on that and let the noodles finish cooking in the Alfredo sauce. Which you can put more Parmesan in this, or you can put whatever cheese that you would like in this, or whatever you have a taste for. So, now, oh, I forgot my lid. Hold on just a sec. Lid. I'm just going to stick that right over there. And we are going to let this kind of simmer for a little bit, probably about 5 or 6 minutes, like you know, like we did the noodles on this side. And I will come back when we are finished, and I'll show you what we got. All right, so it's just about done. I can smell it all over the house. It smells so good. Y'all, can you see how bad I'm sweating? Look at this. It's terrible. It is May the 4th, and it is already 85 degrees here in Alabama. And it's not that the heat is so bad. The humidity is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. This summer is going to be miserable. I can't wait for that. Sarcasm, right? Okay, so let's try this. Ooh, that smells so good. Okay. We'll turn it off. And we're going to put a little bit in our bowl. stuff good. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's so hot, so hot, so hot. Oh no, no, let's let it cool down for us. Alright, y'all, let's try this again. Look at that. Don't that look good? It smells delicious. Might still be too hot. Oh my god. Oh god. This is better than it was the last time I made it. Y'all have got to try this and let me know what you think. This is my recipe. All mine. And it is so delicious. And it's hot. Really hot. Alright, y'all. So, y'all make this and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and share, comment at the bottom, subscribe. And we'll see you next time. I love you. Jesus does too. Bye, y'all.